Yeah, Nathan. No, listen, we went to have a captain run earlier today, and things went well. The pitch is looking good, and for me, I know the venue very well because I used to play here when I used to play sevens back in the days. So I was actually excited that we're coming back to Adelaide, and the guys, the players, they were also excited. The pitch was nice, and the weather conditions tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So yeah, Nathan, I think we're excited and looking forward to the opportunity to play Australia tomorrow. And it's going to be a tough challenge for us, but I think the guys, we've prepared well the whole week, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Ashfaq?
Salam, guys. Hope you're well in Adelaide.
Salam.
Sia, this group of players have done almost everything in rugby, World Cups, Lion Series, Rugby Championship, all that. But of course, the win in Australia over the last few years, I mean, it's been 9 years now. What do you think has been the issue in the past, and what do you think you need to correct this time to get that victory?
I like in the past, I can't tell you, I can't point at what it was, because obviously we would have addressed that and changed that and hopefully won sooner. But yeah, now we've actually given everything towards Australia. We give them our full attention, and we've got 2 games, and we excited as a team, and we looked at where we went wrong last year. We didn't want to go as far as the other games, and we prepared. We watched the games against Argentina, they played, and obviously England too. And yeah, we feel like we prepared really well for this week, and we know what we need to sort out from our side as a team, and we know what they're gonna bring as well. Which but it's always gonna be hard. They're playing at home. They're always tough here at home for us. But hopefully tomorrow it's a different result for us.
Caden?
Sia, a word on Lucanio and how impressive he's been, and what's sort of turned him into such a force over the last little while.
He's been amazing for us for a very long time. I think it took a while. I think for people to see that, and I think the work that he's been doing with Coach Stick, and his personality is also, he always wants to learn, he's willing to learn, he wants to talk to other players, he wants to hear opinion, and he sees rugby differently. And I think the best thing about Lucanio, he plays rugby the same way as he did like for Border, like his love for the game since he was a kid. That's what I love about him, and he's always willing to learn. But yeah, he's become an important player to the team, and yeah, hopefully tomorrow he can just keep on growing in that, and we as a team can do our best to make sure that he gets the possible opportunities on the field tomorrow.
Greg Ray?
Good afternoon, guys. Thanks, Nina. Coach Dick, we've got so many backline players when you're talking about Lucanio, Damien Willems, Frans Steyn, whatever, all of them. They can play in multiple positions. Are we entering an era of utility backs rather than specialists in positions?
I wouldn't put it that way, Craig. If you look at a guy like, for example, now with Damien Willems at the back, we've tried now to give him a fair opportunity at fullback where he can just focus on developing his game in that position. But once again, for any coach, if you've got players that can play in multiple positions around the field, it's a luxury. I think as a coach, you're in a good position. So if you look at the balance in our back line, we've got from 9 and probably it to the 15. It's mostly a settled team. The only guy that you can say at the moment is playing in the position where he normally doesn't play. It's Warwick Holland, which is, we know that Warwick Holland is a good footballer. Yeah. He has done the job was at wing before. So I think that's the only position I can say, okay, fine. For this game, Warwick will probably play as a utility, between wing and fullback, but Frans Steyn, he has done the job also for us before as a utility back, so once again, as a coach, I wouldn't complain, having players that can play in those multiple positions, and we are in a good position, and And also, if you look at the balance in our team, when it comes to continuity in how we selected the team, so I think from 9, 10, 12, and 13, those are the guys that have been playing together for more than probably 4 years now. So yeah, I think we are well balanced as a team.
Thanks.
Grant?
Thanks, Zina. How's it, guys?
Hello.
Sia Matanda, how would you track your form at the moment? And just tell us about the back row battle that you're expecting.
My form. It's well, I look at the game differently, to maybe to what you would see it as, and the things, we get rate cards, or it's called a roadmap, where Coach Stick will let me know what he felt like I was on OTB, getting all the stuff that happens off the ball, my defense. So in that regard, it's going, it's getting better each week, and obviously I can feel in the game when I'm playing, in the work that I do around the field, and most of the stuff that I do, actually nobody will probably see other than the coaches and my teammates. It's tackling, cleaning rugs, and making sure I'm winning the scraps in the air. And the one part that maybe I would love to do a bit more is carry a bit more. And our loose forward, I think, we last week was tough for us, but hopefully, we can be better now. I think we're a week stronger than we were before. So I'm looking forward to the battle. They've got strong loosies too, and they've been playing really well. Robert has been, Valentini has been playing really well. And we've played against them, in the past, and they've actually, it's all about who's gonna dominate in that department tomorrow. It's gonna be a big part of it in the set piece too. But I think the other loose forwards do make a big difference, especially in the breakdown and getting momentum for the team.
Stephen?
Thanks, Zia. How's it, guys? Nice to see you.
Steven, how are you?
Yeah, good. Coach, Warwick on the right wing. We saw in the URC that Warwick is, his party trick, so to speak, was the offload, and we've seen Damien also with you guys. There have also been a couple of offloads. Do you think the two of them in the back three, that you can somehow harness them in the back three as an attacking threat? And is there scope for Warwick to bring that offload to the game, or must Warwick stick to a structure, so to speak?
Not really, Stevie. I think we can't restrict the player not to perform at his best, So yes, we do have a game plan. We do have a system of how we want to do things, but the players, they know very well that they always bring their X factor, So what makes Warwick Galante, that you should never leave that behind, So yes, he's got all the freedom. Whatever he wants to do on the field, he's got the freedom, and he's got the support of his teammates around him. And like you just mentioned now, between him and Damian Willemse playing together, even for the Stormers, I think that's going to be the advantage. We know Makazole can fit in anywhere. He has played for the Kings, and he was one of the top try scorers in Super Rugby back then. Went to the Cheetahs, they never stopped, scoring tries at the Sharks. So Makazole is someone that is well settled in our team. But when it comes to Warwick and Damian Willemse, we actually pray that they will bring what makes them special. So we are in a good position in that sense. And then once again, he has done the job for us before. If you remember, going back to Japan in 2019, where Warwick was playing at wing for us. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to do tomorrow.
Justin Ford?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Siam Tanda, this question's for you. The last year, the team went to the Rugby Championship in Australia under strict COVID-19 conditions. This time it's very different. Yes, we went down to Australia, but also fantastic against New Zealand. This time a lot different. You were welcomed by South African fans at the airport. Just put us into picture as to how different it is for the team this time around, knowing that fans can actually be there You guys are interacting with people and seeing people as opposed to what you experienced last year?
Yeah, no, it's completely different. I think it's back to normal, to what we used to. And to see so many South African people welcoming us at the airport was really amazing and special. And yeah, we were able to take photos, say hello. There's some at the hotel, that travel from different cities to come watch us. Yeah, it does make a huge difference, to see people wearing the Springbok jerseys, and also for us to be able to go to coffee shops, go around the town, go for dinner, without being restricted. It's really good. It gives us a little bit of freedom. So yeah, it's really been good. It feels like exactly how it felt when we were at home.
Ashfaq?
Just two quick ones. Firstly, to Sia, in terms of the Wallabies, they just, even though they lost so badly to Argentina in the last game, whenever they're at home, almost particularly against the Springboks, they seem to grow an extra arm and a leg, just in terms of the energy. They keep going right to the end. How do you sort of counter that? And related to that, Stocker, in terms of the bomb squad, will there be a different strategy this week compared to the Ellis Park game?
Yeah, it's the same. Like for us when we're at home, it's every the home games. It's different. You've got some players can go home after trainings. Be with their families. Whatever, you get that little bit of energy, but also the crowd. You've got probably 90% of the people are behind you in the stadium. That energy. Knowing from us being at home now, playing those games. In South Africa, it makes a huge difference, make a big difference. And yeah, you don't want to disappoint, like anyway, when you play for your country, but especially in front of your own home supporters. And yeah, and they bring it, and we hear the crowd, when the crowd is going, and loud, that the home team is doing well. But the biggest thing is to make sure that we do everything we can, to make sure that the noise goes down, as much as we can. Then we know then that support doesn't, affect you as much, because that means your plan is going well.
Yeah, Ashfaq, when it comes to our plan and how we use our bomb squad off the bench, I think our players from 1 to 23, they all understand that we always look for players to get into as many battles as they can. So the moment the player is starting to disappear and get tired, and that's when we sometimes make changes. And as you saw at Ellis Park against the All Blacks, where we made early changes in the first half, it's not because of the mistakes that the players were doing on the field. Once we know that, for example, a guy like Dwayne, coming back from the injury, he understands very well that the plan was he must get out there and then just make sure that he throws himself into as many battles as he can. And the moment he doesn't offer us those battles, that's where sometimes we make changes early, sometimes even in the first half. I think it's something that we've done it in the past season. It's nothing new, So once again, those guys getting an opportunity again, where Dwayne coming back from the injury, a guy like Joseph Dweba, the last time he played, it was probably in Bloemfontein, So to give him a fair opportunity also to make sure that they get better in their departments also. So once again, if Dwayne can push 50, 60 minutes tomorrow, we'll always go, as long as it does offer us those battles on the field. And the same goes with all the other players around the park. So, but yeah, once again, when it comes to the strategy is always to make sure that we get to as much battles as possible on the field.
Dylan?
Thank you, Zina. Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Just a couple of questions for Sia, please. Sia, just your thoughts on the current Springbok back row combination. You, Dwayne, and Peter Steff, I think, are only starting for the second time since the 2019 World Cup. Are you sort of starting to find your feet a bit better? And then also just your thoughts on the Wallabies going for a 6-2 split between forwards and backs on the bench. Sort of replicating what you guys often do. Are you sort of cognizant of that going into this test?
Yeah, we getting better. With myself, Peter, and Dwayne, and it's always great to play with them and connect with them. And we know each other very well. It's all about, as Coach said, the battles. That's all that matters. We want to be involve as many battles as possible and give everything we can, so that when guys like Kwagga come in, that, you know, they bring the extra energy as they always do. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting another opportunity, and hopefully we can influence the game a whole lot more this weekend. And yeah, the Australia using the 6-2 split. Yeah, a lot of people had a lot to say about us doing it, you know, but you know, obviously they are setting the intentions and like what they want to do. It's gonna be a tough what you call it, set piece battle, of course, and yeah, and it works. It works, but you know, we're trying something new this week. But yeah, you can definitely see the intention that the forwards are probably also going to be trying to throw themselves in as many battles as they can, and then give the next guys an opportunity to come on. But yeah, we're looking forward to facing it this tomorrow.
Nathan, is that an English question, or are you waiting for isiXhosa?
If there's time for English, I can go, but I will wait for isiXhosa, Zina.
Okay, that's cool. Stephen?
Thanks, E. Coach, Elton on the bench. I think last year we saw that, you know, it really was a great substitute for you guys to make, you know, you know, we talk about the bomb squad, etc. But how big a thing is it for you that Elton is back on the bench and can make an impact? You know, I guess he wasn't that great against Wales, and there's been a lot said about that. But couldn't he potentially be the guy that really pulls something out of that? Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen, I think you're spot on regarding to what Ella has done for us in the past, you know, more especially if you look at last year when we played against Australia and New Zealand, you know, coming off the bench, you know. And if you look at a guy like Andre Pollard lately, he's been getting cramps, you know, and that's why I felt like, you know, we felt like as a coaching staff, you know, having Elton, you know, it will at least put us in a better position. We've done this before. If you look at the final game when we played against the British and Irish Lions, where we had Morné on the bench, you know, and actually everything went according to how we planned in that game, you know, Morné coming on and then kicking that winning penalty at the end, you know. I think we also expecting a similar challenge in this game, you know. Australia playing at home, they're gonna be tough. You know, it's always tough to play against them when they play at home. Once again, well, probably if the game gets too close and maybe Paulie, he's been doing very, very well now, Andre Pollard, you know, playing very well. And that's the key thing, is that because of the players are getting opportunity to play week in, week out, you know, we know that brings confidence. A lot of people, they always talk about players losing confidence, but a player won't gain confidence if he's not on the field, you know. So it's a similar thing when it comes to Elton. You know, you've mentioned that when he played against Wales, he didn't have his best game, but once again, he also needs more game time. So I think we are in a good position, and we're expecting the game to be tight, but once again, Ella has done the job for us before, and I'm excited also. Hopefully he will get an opportunity also.
Percy?
Thank you so much, Zina. Goedemiddag, meneer. Skipper.
Yes, well, yeah. Let's see.
Skipper, can I ask you, it's pay weekend, sir. This tonight, yes, African time, we're gonna have some prize, we're gonna have discussions around the prize. I'm trying to, as part of my debate, I'm trying to think who to back this weekend, sir. So I've got two teams coming off defeat, sir. You guys are coming in as world champions into this match, but the world champions haven't beaten the side since 2013, though, sir. So I'm trying to think whether it's now Super Brew, who to back. Who's going to be the favorites heading into this match, though, sir? Who are you backing? And for Coach Stoker, can I just ask you, Coach? You mentioned that you've had the privilege of playing in Adelaide, though, sir. But I'm trying to think now, when we were in Bombela, the visitors there in Bombela, they had a very difficult outing there in Bombela. Will it not be a similar situation for you guys going to a so-called foreign venue this weekend? For the team, rather?
First, you know who I'm gonna say. Obviously, no matter what the results were in the past, we always bet ourselves. We've never gone into a game and said, like, okay, we're gonna lose this one. Never. So, yeah, I'll still say back us.
Yeah, Percy, regarding playing in Adelaide, like I said to you in the past, this used to be a happy hunting ground for us as the Springbok back in the days, you know, and then we had good performances here. And one thing that I like about Adelaide, when I heard that we're going to play here, and I got excited because I know the place very well. It's like you in Bloemfontein in South Africa. So once again, we're not the only one who's foreign in this in this town, you know, because of Australia. If you look at the majority of their players, none of them. The majority of the players, they all come from the big cities. I think for both teams now, we are foreign in Adelaide, you know. So, and the nice thing is that playing in a cricket venue, you know, where the stands are too far from what's happening between the four lines, you know. So I don't think it's going to have a massive impact on what's going to happen between the four lines when it comes to the supporters. And Sia mentioned earlier on, there's a lot of South Africans that are also based around here in Adelaide, and it was actually nice to see South Africans, you know, at the airport welcoming us and singing nice songs there, even the Shosholozas at the airport, you know. And the funny thing is that there's families that I used to see back then. I think it was probably 16 years ago, you know, and those people are still here and supporting the Springboks. And to see the smiles and in their faces, that it really brings a good feeling into our hearts, you know. And it's a very special place to be in Adelaide. And yeah, we're excited to see what we can do for them tomorrow.
Guys, we've got 10 minutes left, so I'm going to go to isiXhosa, and if there is an opportunity for English, then after that we can do that. So Nathan, you've been waiting patiently.
Thank you again, Zina. I just got the two questions. Kodwa xa sijonga kule veki ngeziphi iziphumo nifuna uzibone xa nizogwakana no-Australia ngomgqibelo?
No, sifuna to make sure discipline yet, and it'd be good for the, I don't know, past couple of games. It's if nobody sends the penalty 7 every game, so it discipline is good every game. So make sure long balekile kakhulu quiz game because that time what tightest game. But mauling yet on the scrum stage, please make sure ziyasebenza. And ufumana uthatha opportunities include I think last year ngosasilapha sakhaba ne, but zasizithatha the opportunity after sikhabile sayewina back la bhola saziyeka i-opportunity ezininzi kakhulu. So sifuna ukuthi make sure rectify loo nto, and yiloo nto libalulekileyo le besithetha ngayo before ngoba kwi-alarming camps. Asikhabi nje, asikhabeli urace, sikhabela ufumana ibhola back sokwazi uwatheka. So into ebalulekileyo kuthi yo.
Bhumo, icela ungalibali la video ne. Sure. Umbuzo wokugqibela, i-Australia ifake ulwakhiwo we-62 emaplangeni. Le nto nani niqhele uyenza xa ucinga ngawaphi amaqhinga abazoza nawo i-Australia ngomgqibelo?
Kude manekiniki. Njengoba besetshilo ke uSiya Mthanda earlier on ukuba i-Australia indlela esibona ngayo uba bazawuzama uza physical apha kuthi i-forward zethu. Yabona nje iLondon xa ujonga i-selection nabo phaa ebhentshini befaka i-forwards eziyi-6, and siyayazi kaloku uba noko nabo liqela linamaqhinga kakhulu, and umqeqeshi wabo uDave Rennie siyamazi noko ngumntu naye o-physically uyathanda umotivate ii-players zakhe uba zipitche up physically egamini. So siyayazi uba umdlalo uzawuba tough kakhulu, but kodwa ke asizobe sijonga kakhulu kubo thina. Into ebalulekileyo kuba masilungise apho senze iziphoso khona from kumdlalo wethu ogqibela besidlala ne-All Blacks. Uyakhumbula kaloku embombela noko izinto zazihamba kakuhle futhi jonga indlela esasi-executa ngayo when it comes to i-kicking game yethu ne-set pieces zethu. So into ebalulekileyo loyo kufuneka sithi make sure thina ba we just silungisa kwezaa ziphoso sasizenzile e-Ellis Park. And into ebalulekileyo ndiyithandayo xa ujonga kuwo onke la maqela xa edlala ii-championships, if bangabe i-team on the day doesn't pitch up, uzawupanishwa tata, uzawupanishwa. Ibonisile i-Argentina last week ba Australia mentally khange ba-pitch up egamini bafumana u-49 points. So nathi indlela sidlale ngayo against the All Blacks lapho ba singakhange si-execute kakuhle iplan yethu, ne-All Blacks nazo zakwazi ucapitalize apho xa zifumane opportunity. So into ebalulekileyo ngomso ukuthi ba masithi make sure okokuqala ba siyapitcha up ebaleni mentally and physically. Le nto besithetha ngayo earlier on ba siziphose kii-battles ezininzi, and then the scoreboard will look after itself.
Sibu?
Morning Zina, molweni manene, tafuleni enkulu. Sicela ukubuza ba ngalomfana usephikweni wena mqeqeshi uGeland uzaqhubisana noCorriobeti kwela phiko. Corriobeti ke ugadalala kodwa unesantya unawo namava. Ulindele ntoni kuGeland phaa ephikweni, uphinde unibalisele ngale khombo ibikhe yachazwa yakhe noDamien, but uLukhanyo akashiyeki nakuloo combination leyo. Xa sijonge ephepheni aba bafana bakwi-outside backs ndiyambala noMakazole, ingathi inintsi into abanoyenza. Ixhala kodwa ke ibhola uba izawufika na phaa kubo. Cela usiphosele nalapho uba ibhola bazawukhe bayifumane bazayiphatha ibhola namhla ngomso.
Yasibu, okokuqala uWarikheland ndiyamvuyela naye akwazi ukufumana ithuba lakhe azibonakalise, because siyamazi kaloku ukuba noko bingumfana wakhe wasenzela laa msebenzi emaphikweni. If uyakhumbula ngo-2019 wayekhona kwi-World Cup yethu, and ubabonile abanye abadlali bebedlala phaa before, umfana njengoCheslin Kobe onzakele ngoku. Sakwazi ukupha i-opportunity kumfana uKetlin Arendse. Unfortunately uba ususpended akwazi ukudlala, but into ebalulekileyo ukuthi kuba noko abadlali bethu abadlali bethu xa i-opportunity khona sibanike abadlali ibalulekile laa nto, sibabonise i-confidence. And siyamazi uWarikheland ngumdlalo odlala kakuhle kakhulu, simbonile kaloku i-URC ngoba edlala i-For the Stormers. Enye into ebalulekileyo funeka simnikele na-freedom yakhe, because of siyamazi kaloku ngumdlalo one-X factor, uyakwazi noko ujika mate abezi zonke ebaleni, yabo. So le nto ibalulekileyo uba sikwazi umsapota whatever decision azathayo ebaleni, simchase kwela cala. And into endiyithandayo laa nto uba xa umenshina abantu around yena, xa uthetha ngobafana abanjengoMakazole noLukhanyo ezaa combination ngalo noDamien, noko at least bona kudala bedlala bonke as a team. So I think uWarikheland ufumana i-opportunity noko i-team noko ezinzileyo kakuhle, esettled kakuhle. And ndiyamvuyela nale nto uba izawudlala next to ugxa wakhe uDamien Willemse, kaloku baqhela udlala bobabini nakwi-Stormers. So ke ndiyamvuyela kwelo cala, and noko si-excited sifuna ubona uba uza kwenza kanjani ngomso, but noko simthembile umfana wakasenzela umsebenzi before, and ingathi uzasenzela nangomso.
Okokugqibela Khokheli, ingathi banilindele physically aba bafana base-Australia, ingathi bazimisele uba bazawumelana nani. Siyawazi amabhokobhoko badume ngantoni. Nina nizixelele uba noba bangaza nalo 6-2 yabo nizawukwazi umelana nabo, nizakwenza into yenu.
But no, akho nto itshintshayo ukuthi noba benza ntoni thina sijonge apha kuthi. So sinakho nto itshintshileyo emdlalweni wethu, but make sure basithatha la mathuba siwafumanayo ematshini, and akho nto izotshintsha. I-set piece nangona ingayo 6-2 splits, akho nto izawutshintsha. Sizawungena ngamandla kwi-scrum nakwi-line-outs nakwizabo ibhola. So and siyayazi ngoku basicelele ukuthi ngophika iteam ehlobo bazoza especially kwi-set piece, but yeah, akho nto izotshintsha kuthi sizawungena.
Guys, I see 2 more hands. We'll take these as the last 2 questions. Stephen?
Izzy. So yeah, how are you guys feeling physically? You know, if I just look at the team Australia picked, you know, with a bench and so on, I think they might make it quite physical and a bit of an endurance test for the forwards. So how are you guys feeling?
No, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. We had time off. We all did what we needed to do in the time off, and I think training has been good this week. You know, our staff is really good at making sure, you know, they're managing our training sessions. You know, the coaching staff, and he's been good at giving us you know, the amount of rest we need, you know, in the training sessions that is manageable, so that we can refresh. You know, we finished training on Wednesday early, so we were off yesterday. So yeah, we will be good, you know, and that's what we do. You know, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a set piece game, and guys, you know, we're gonna have to go much longer. As long as we're involved in the game and doing battles, it's gonna be good. And obviously, discipline is gonna be important. You know, we had a great we had a meeting with the ref, and we have an understanding how it's going to go. You know, set piece, you know, breakdown is going to be important, and you know, and discipline is going to be important, because these games have been very close, And we've worked hard on our discipline as a team. I think we're averaging 7 penalty a game. So we know how important that's going to be, and making sure when the guys come on, they come on to bring more energy, and also staying disciplined till the end of the game.
And then last question, Justin.
Rustic, I'll keep it short. A former player that has played in Australia for the Boks this week feels that the Springboks potentially go down under and hype themselves up to play against New Zealand, and the focus is there, beating them, and then potentially underestimate Australia. Surely that's something that you refute, that the team wants to win at all costs. It doesn't matter who you're playing.
Yeah, I think Sia touched on it, Justin, earlier on that. At least now, this time, our main focus, 100%, we were focusing on what we want to do against Australia. Sometimes we normally play them after traveling to, for example, sometimes we will probably have 2 different strategies when it comes to splitting the teams, where we're focusing on what we want to achieve against the All Blacks, which is this time it's a different case. We are 100% focusing on Australia. We spend all our energy, and like Sia said, during the week, I think the build up from the coaching staff, trying to make sure that we understand exactly what's required for this game. We haven't beaten Australia yet since 2013. So it's a massive challenge for our boys. But once again, I think mentally and physically, we will probably be switched on the game. And the other thing is, one thing that I like about this place for me, it's got that Bloemfontein vibe. There's a lot of South Africans also that are based around here in Adelaide, and it's something probably. If you look at the Australian side, majority of their players, they're also probably coming from the big cities, So I think both teams in this game will probably fall in Adelaide, So that's a nice thing about us being playing in this town, So we're excited and looking forward to it.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Stick and Sia. Appreciate it. Guys, we'll be sending out the recording shortly. Can I please ask that you just leave the meeting so that we can actually get the recording out as quickly as possible? Because if you do stay on, then it delays the sending out of that. So thank you so much. Have a great day. And
thanks. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, guys.